In this video, we will talk about how to add numbers in scientific notation. So I have 3 examples for us to work through here. Let's check out this first example. We have 1.2 times 10 to the 5th plus 3.6 times 10 to the 5th. So we have 2 numbers in scientific notation and we want to add them together. How can we do that? Well, the trick is we want both of the base 10 numbers, so this 10 to the 5th and this 10 to the 5th, we want them to have the same exponent. So we can see that this one has an exponent of 5, and this one also has an exponent of 5. So when they have the same exponent like this, all you have to do to get your final answer is add the coefficients or add the numbers out front. So 1.2 plus 3.6. So that turns out to be 4.8. And our final answer is just written as whatever the base is to that exponent. So times 10 to the 5th. So this is our final answer on this one. All right, let's try another example. Let's say we have 3.7 times 10 to the 4th plus 4.21 times 10 to the 5th. Now, we said that the easiest way to add numbers in scientific notation is to make sure that the numbers with base 10, so these numbers, have the same exponent. So we can see that this one has an exponent of 4, and this one has an exponent of 5. So we want to try to get this exponent and this exponent to be the same number. So I find the easiest way to do that is to identify the smaller exponent, so the 4, and ask how can you make it into the larger exponent? So how can we make the 4 a 5? Well, the trick is if you want to increase the exponent by one value, you need to take the decimal point on the coefficient and move it once to the left. So the number of places that you move the decimal point to the left is the number that you can increase this exponent by. So what we can say is if we move this decimal point to the left, we'll now have 0.37, and we can write this as times 10. Instead of 4, we can increase it by 1 and make it a 5. So we haven't changed this value at all. 3.7 times 10 to the 4th is the same as 0.37 times 10 to the 5th. We've just rewritten it so that the exponents will match. So for this one, we don't have to change it at all. We can leave it as 4.21 times 10 to the 5th. Now that the base 10 numbers have the same exponent, these numbers become very easy to add. So we just have to add the coefficients out front. So 4.21 plus 0.37. So let's write that right here. 4.21 plus 0.37. So we get 1 plus 7 is 8, 2 plus 3 is 5, 4 plus 0 is 4. So 4.58. So our final answer is going to be 4.58 times 10 to the 5th. All right, let's try one more example. Let's say we have 6.2 times 10 to the 6th plus 8.45 times 10 to the 3rd. So again, to add these 2 numbers in scientific notation, we want to make sure that the numbers with base 10 have the same exponent. So we can see right now that they do not have the same exponent. So to get them to have the same exponent, let's identify the one with the smaller exponent. So that would be the 3 right here. And ask ourselves, how much do we need to increase that by to get to the larger exponent? Well, we'd have to increase it by 3. So that means we need to take the decimal point on the coefficient and move it 3 places to the left. So we can move it once, twice, 3 times. So the decimal place will land right here. And now these values, notice that there's nothing here, so we can fill these in with zeros. So we can rewrite this as, the first parenthesis doesn't change at all, and we say plus 0.00845 times, since we move the decimal place 3 to the left, we get to increase the exponent by 3. So this becomes 10 to the 6th. And now we'll notice that the numbers with base 10 have the same exponent. So that means to get our final answer, all we have to do is add the coefficients together. So let's do that right here. We have 6.2 plus 0.00845. Now if we want, we can just fill in zeros up here to make the addition a little more obvious. So we have 0 plus 5 is 5, 0 plus 4 is 4, 0 plus 8 is 8, 0 plus 0 is 0, 2 plus 0 is 2, here's our decimal point, and then we have 6 plus nothing is 6. So our final answer is going to be 6.20845, and we said our base 10 number now has an exponent of 6. So we'll say times 10 to the 6th. That will be our final answer on this one.